Imagine surviving a childhood of profound parental neglect and cold isolation in the shadow of your famous parents' glamorous lifestyles, only to watch your structured universe violently fracture after their sudden, tragic deaths leave you orphaned, forcing you to relocate to a remote, snow-locked Colorado mountain sanctuary where the lines of family, survival, and desire blur into an absolute high-stakes game of psychological and physical dependency. This is the breathlessly high-wrought, intensely polarizing, and utterly addictive reality that consumes Tiernan de Haas in Penelope Douglas's monumental dark contemporary romance masterpiece, Credence. Standing as an absolute triumph of the taboo, forced proximity, and coming-of-age dark romance genres, this standalone novel delivers an absolute masterclass in atmospheric tension, demanding to be blared through your headphones as a raw, multi-POV audiobook, where every howling winter storm and scandalous midnight confession rings out with cinematic perfection. At 17, Tiernan is hiding behind a heavily armored psychological shield of deep emotional detachment, entirely unequipped to process her grief. Her world completely cracks when her estranged step-uncle, Jake Vanderberg, assumes legal guardianship and brings her to his high-security, off-the-grid mountain cabin. There, she is thrust into close quarters with Jake and his two fiercely protective, wildly different sons, Noah, a charming ray of light who offers immediate warmth, and Caleb, a brooding, mute, and notoriously ruthless young man who weaponizes his silence to mask deep-seated childhood trauma. As the harsh winter cuts them off from the rest of civilization, Tiernan finds herself trapped in a high-intensity psychological web of intense mutual pining, domestic tenderness, and volatile physical chemistry across a dark timeline where traditional rules no longer apply. Douglas masterfully structures an exceptionally nuanced, slow-burn rhythm, effortlessly layering a delightfully filthy mouth and scorching high-heat intimacy over a poignant, unblinking exploration of severe mental health struggles, parental alienation, and trauma recovery. As the men teach Tiernan to work the land and survive the elements, her presence ignites an intense wave of protective jealousy that threatens to fracture the family's unyielding loyalty. The audiobook format breathes a thrumming, deeply intimate life into this addictive dark saga, utilizing a god-tier multicast narration performance by Sophia Willingham, Greg Tremblay, Carson Beck, and Michael Powley that perfectly renders every low alpha rumble, sharp-tongued bicker of survival, and breathless whisper of panic. It is a triumphant, pulse-pounding masterwork that culminates in an unforgettable journey of self-discovery, proving that when the foundations of your old life are completely smashed to ash, absolute domestic surrender to the wilderness isn't a defeat, it's the only way to find out who you are meant to keep.